Absurd. It's my favorite word by far. Webster defines it as wildly unreasonable or illogical. I like to define it using the idiom mind-breaking or unable to wrap your head around it all. That being said, the absurdity of life can strike you at any time. You realize how absurd your everyday actions really are in this construct called society. We are not much different than animals, yet the world around us makes it so easy to forget that. No longer do we struggle with the everyday survival from the elements. Instead, we live a more comfortable life than really any wild animal could ever imagine. Unfortunately, not many people recognize this absurdity in the same moment you did. Not everyone wakes up from the matrix. Some who do choose to fall right back to sleep. It's more comforting that way. What about us? The people who can no longer see life for anything more than absurd. That's a hard one. It can lead to alienation of oneself from life and a dark, dark depression. How hard would it be to live if someone told you everything was silly and utterly meaningless in the grand scale chess game that the hands of the universe plays against itself? Maybe the actions of humanity for what it is and what it will be has a value of a pawn, but even then, the entire game has already been planned out. The pawn will be traded for some grander, unfathomable plan. The game will move on without humanity in it, and what's worse is knowing the game will end with no winners or losers, just an emotionless bastard tired of playing. Yes, even the grand game is meaningless. We know this. How easy is it to imagine your life so painfully worthless? However, some of us have always thought this way. They have deeply dove into the bleakest darkness that is existentialism, the most inspiring coming from this being Sisyphus, a man smarter than the gods, albeit evil, cursed in the mundane and seemingly futile task of pushing a large boulder up a hill. Once he reaches the top, the boulder comes rolling back down. It's easy to draw the comparisons to everyday life, a task with no true end goal. Indeed, it seems like the gods have punished us too. However, one must think of Sisyphus unconcerned with getting the boulder to the top of the hill. One must consider that he doesn't think about the past or the future, but simply the present moment. In this present moment, he finds enjoyment in the views of the underworld as much as he finds enjoyment in the burn of his muscles as he fights against gravity. Yes, he's accepted the struggle and embraced it as his own. The task has no end goal or meaningful aspect about it, but he finds meaningful value in the action of doing the task. One realizes Sisyphus is happy if he doesn't think of himself as Sisyphus, the eternally punished. And you are not Sisyphus, as you are not evil. Well, for some of us that statement isn't reassuring. For some of us are Sisyphus. And to that I say, if you ever figure out how to find joy in pushing the rock, you will be unstoppable. Until then, drink up. Your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding. It is the bitter potion by which the physician within you heals your sick self. Therefore, trust the physician and drink his remedy in silence and tranquility. This will make you stronger than you could ever wrap your head around.